Elijah, the Power Rangers were in World War II.
They served right alongside the rest of the American troops.
Yes, so the Power Rangers were actually called upon by Richard Nixon in the 40s. When Hitler rose to power, people realized that they needed a special force to take on the oncoming threat of the Nazi regime.
And who else would you call?
Ghostbusters!
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Yes. See, what we're trying to get at here is that we couldn't have made it through World War II
without the Power Rangers.
without the Power Rangers. People think it was the nuclear bombs on Nagasaki.
No.
That is not true. It was the Power Rangers.
Power Rangers all the way.
The Power Rangers were in the trenches in World War I when they were still being developed. They were actually still being workshopped. You could see them in the trenches with gas masks on.
There'll be a photo popping up somewhere around here.
Yeah, and like there's actual historical pictures of them driving tanks. Some of the very first ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shooting Panzerschrecks at the German tanks.
Some Power Rangers weren't so good though.
Some Power Rangers weren't good.
They served along the
Yes, okay, we're talking about you. Well, they're not alive anymore, but we're talking about the White Power Ranger and the Blue Power Ranger. They were known to actually have been communists the entire time and not actually associated with the United States.
Yeah.
I actually have some documentation here to prove it.
Proof.
Okay. And I quote, this is from Richard Nixon, "And all of those racist Power Rangers be taking our kills." And unquote.
Be taking our kills. Be taking our kills?
Kills.
Oh, pills? Oh.
Yes. Power Rangers were actually involved in the Cuban Missile Crisis. Since people didn't have that fast of transportation then, they were actually the airplanes that carried the messages to the Cuba, United States, and Russia. And this brings us to the end of the Power Ranger power era when, you know, the United States dropped the bombs on Japan. Now that wasn't to win World War II. That was a side effect. But the real thing that dropping the bombs did was it wiped out any new Power Rangers from coming into existence. Because as we know, Power Rangers actually came from Japan originally. That's where it was created.
That's where it was born.
This is actually true. Power Rangers is a mix of culture from United States and Japan, and that's part of what made it successful, kind of like Hello Kitty.
And you know.
And that brings us to an end of the Power Ranger regime. They did help the United States, but it's also worth mentioning they did help the Germans and the Russians. Like we said, Hitler.
And the Japs.
Hitler actually wanted to be a Power Ranger when he grew up, but he couldn't do it because you need to be born with that power.
And he wasn't. So what they did was he teamed up with some of them. And that's why he didn't kill himself. The Power Rangers shot him out of, like, mercy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I've never seen folds like that before.
Then final touches. Abra. Kadabra.
Wow, good job, Armani.
And let's see if it actually flies.
Let's see. Throw in that direction. Whoa! Ah, a plane crash.
Well, I don't know if that was a fail or a complete fair experiment, but